I feel like Keon Howe can always pole vault a foot higher than Keon Howe could 2 weeks ago. I definitely thought I was just gonna be a basketball player. But I had gotten cut from the JV team, and when I got cut from the JV team, my backup was cross country. The distance coach was the pole vault coach at the time. He was like, did anyone want to try pole vault? And I raised my hand, and he was like, I don't know if we have a pole for your size, but you're welcome to come over. But I was so busy high jumping that I just never did.
Having been cut from playing basketball and stepping away from cross country, Keon humbly took on what would end up having him reaching new heights.
The first time I bent the pole, I remember running to my coach I think I broke it, I think I broke something. And when I looked at the video, the pole barely bent, it just squeezed in a little bit. So it's always scary, but that's what I like about the sport, is because you have to face your fears.
Probably the first time I saw Keon was maybe his sophomore year, local track meets and things like that. He's definitely someone who could contribute. It was local. It was easy for me to pay that attention, and he just got better and better and better his senior year. I
used to do AAU summer track here, and I would train here. That's how I got to know the facility. I've never been in the campus, but as far as the track, that's how I was familiar with the track.
Being a local athlete and familiar with the track facility, Keon was nearing the end of his high school career, but he wasn't ready to end it there just yet after attending a seminar at UNC Charlotte.
The seminar said that Charlotte was the second largest school in banking, and the only school that beat them, for banking is New York, and I don't like cold, so New York wasn't an option. So I was like, I want to do banking. Charlotte is the second largest school for banking, and they had a good track program, which I know from the summer track.
Keon signed with the Charlotte 49ers as early as he could. Meanwhile, back on the track as the high school track season was wrapping up, something rare happened that very few athletes get to experience.
My last meet of my high school career is when I PR'd by 2 feet, and that was just ridiculous. That was a new state record, and that's what put me on the map.
If the conditions are affecting somebody in another event, the pole vault is magnified because you're about to run down a runway and jump off the ground on a fiberglass tube. It's just not something people normally do. I
remember Coach Olsen, he texted me immediately after I cleared it, what happened? Did you just figure something out? Where did the height come from? And I'm texting him back, I don't know. So coming to college, I was the only pole vaulter here at the time that was looking at 5 meters, I think. I was a 16-foot vaulter at the time.
Not only does Keon continue to raise the bar in pole vaulting, he's also helping to raise the bar for his teammates.
Pole vaulters are a little bit unique, and it's almost kind of a culture unto themselves within the sport, and so he's very connected to other vaulters.
With us being teammates, we want to be the best together, but since track has an individual type of feel to it, of course we're always competing with each other as well, and it's me jumping what I jump is a way of saying that no height is too big, that anyone here could do it as well.
Makes it really easy for the vaulters to kind of interact and be supportive, regardless of their background and their personalities. When it's about pole vault, they're all pole vaulters, and he's kind of, as the forerunner and kind of the first, his teammates are all younger. He's kind of the leader of the pack in that respect.
What goes up must come down, but for Keon, the question still remains. How high can Keon Howe pole vault?
From a numbers standpoint, in pole vaulting, especially at the collegiate level, that 18 feet in pole vault is 5.50 meters or 5.49 meters, depending on where you go with the metric. That's kind of that threshold, I think, that a lot of vaulters pursue when they're at the top level, at a conference championship or a national level. So that's something he's had his eye on.
So I'm hoping that by the time I leave college, I want to be vaulting at least 18.8. 18.8 or hopefully the high 19s, and so I could be a big threat in the World League.